Good morning, children. I hope you have seen the previous videos, children. And in the previous video, I have already discussed about the Union Executive, that the Prime Minister, and before that, I have discussed about the President, right? And if you have not been cleared, you can refer to the previous video and solve your problems in the coming Google Meets, children, and obviously the videos, right, children? So here I'm going to start with a new chapter in contemporary world, children. Though class 10th history is being divided into three forms. The very first is Indian history, Indian modern history, the next is civics, and the third one is contemporary world. The contemporary world is a part of history, and the only difference is history is that we are reading about, we are studying about the Indian history, and in contemporary world we will study about the European history, children. How come those European continent, involved in the war, and obviously how come the Europe is linked with India, right, children? What factors, obviously through the countries they were linked. And children, if you remember, India was under the British rule and the Britishers were all Europeans, children, right? And how Britishers involved themselves in the war, to which country they fought against, and what was the result, right? We are going to do this in this chapter, children. And the first world war, we am going to start with the chapter 1 of contemporary world, that is the first world war, which was started in the year 1914 and ended in the year 1918, children, right? And let's see which countries were responsible in the first world war, right? So before coming to the exact way how the war fought and all, we're going to read the causes, because there would be no smoke without a fire. So we are going to read about the factors or the reason responsible for the start of the First World War, why the countries wanted a war, children, why the whole European nation, children, involved themselves in the war, what was the reason, were they poor, or were they try to dominate the other country, they try to conquer and annex another country. This we're going to read. So don't get confused. We have already covered the majority portion of history till I hope we have completed till national movement, children. National movement means Montag Camsford reform of 19, right, children? This we have done of 1919, Montag Camsford reform, where diarchy was introduced. I hope, children, you remember. And in civics we did till prime minister, right? And how come the prime minister forms his party with his council of ministry, everything we have done, children. And I'm going to start with contemporary word, right, with chapter 1, the First World War, started in the year 1914 and ended in the year 1918. So without wasting any time, let's start now. So the main causes of the war, the very first of all, the main cause was the militant nationalism, children. Militant nationalism means nationalism. There is nationalist feeling for the motherland. Like we have completed history, and we did many chapters in history that covers the nationalism feeling, children, where the patriotism feeling rose among the Indians, and after so much sufferings, children, they were ready to fight against the Britishers, right, with their willpower, with their sacrificial nature, children, right, with their self-confidence and all, they fought in the war, children. This was a love for the motherland, and for this they can give up their life as well. They won't hesitate to do that. But here in militant nationalism, children, what kind of this nationalism is little different, children. This nationalism means they have a love for their motherland, but they wanted to prove the love for their motherland by dominating the other country. So here let's see what happened in the Europe. And the very first reason was a militant nationalism, right? And that too a militant, that means among the army, right? So why these European nations needs to raise their army? For what they wanted? Obviously they want to dominate the other nation. And children, believe me, this war was not among the poor and the rich country. This war was fought for domination, children. Like who wanted to prove their dominancy, children, like all over Europe. Like, and the very first country which tried to prove its dominancy over other parts of Europe was Germany, children. And obviously Germany was not the only country that proved its dominancy, children. We have other countries in Europe as well, like England, France, Russia. They have already maintained their domination, children, over here. Now Germany too wanted to show its strength. So she needs to interfere in every sphere now. So let's see what happened, and why Germany always wanted to interfere in the war, why the war was started, why, like, let's see in a reason now. Militant nationalism means, children, the competitive patriotism, the love for the motherland by raising the army, right, children, by dominating the other country. This is known as competitive. If you That means competition is there for showing their patriotism, for showing their love for their motherland, for their land, children. Let's see now. German Empire, Kaiser Wilhelm. Now this Kaiser Wilhelm was used to be the emperor of Germany, children, and he had a dream of conquering the whole continent, continent, the whole European continent, children. And for that, he literally pushed Germany into the war, children. He was the emperor at that time, and Germany, if you remember, children, those time they don't have any democratic government, they don't have any republican government or a theocratic government or secular government, children. They used to be these strong nations. These nation states used to be controlled by the aristocrats. Aristocrats means, children, the kings and the queens, children. At that time, the Germany used to be controlled and ruled by a powerful king known as Kaiser William II, and he had a dream of turning Germany into a powerful European nation, children. Right now, next, see what happened. Franco-Prussian War, and there was this war happened known by the name of Franco-Prussian War among France and Prussia. Prussia was the old name of Germany, children, right? The old parts of Germany, Prussia, and there was a war among Germany and the France, children, right? And among, obviously, Germany was very powerful. They were ever ready. They have planned techniques and everything. So they simply dominate France, children. And what happened, they have taken the two regions of France known by the name of Alsace and Lorraine, children. They have taken, these German forces have taken two parts of France, children, two part of French country, children, of the country France, children, and those were the name of Alsace and Lorraine. And children, this Franco-Prussian War was fought in the year 1870 and 71, and with this, Germany has simply taken over the province of Alsace and most part of Lorraine, which are very rich in minerals and industrial products. This way, the French country, the people of French were hurt. Why? Because they simply lost their most important part of their territory, known by the name of Alsace and Lorraine. Right, so obviously this France, the very first enemy which Germany had simply messed up with was the country France, children. And the country France, why they were angry, I've already explained you why. Because from France, Germany had seized the two parts, the two areas which were very important in industrial wise also, children, and those were the name of Alsace and Lorraine. Right, children. On the other hand, children, we have the Italians, the people of Italy, children. They look dissatisfied. Why? Because Italy wanted its territory back, and the territory name of it, and the Italian territory name was Trentino, and the regions around the port of Trieste. Right, children. And these two regions were the part of Austria and Hungary. So Italians wanted these two parts from Austria and Hungary. So you are seeing, children, here it's not about one country that Germany wanted Alsace and Lorraine from France. It's other countries as well. They too wanted their parts. Right, children? So here you are seeing it's not a war among rich and poor. It's a war by showing their domination, by bringing back their own territory, right? So if they wanted their own territory, right, and if they wanted the others territory, these country, so they have to be involved themselves in the war, and for that they have to raise their army, and they have to show their aggressiveness. They really wanted to move their country towards the war, right? This is known as intense, this is known as militant nationalism, right, children? And with this, they try to show their countrymen they were proving themselves they had a love for motherland. So this nationalism is a bit different with what nationalism we did in Indian history. In Indian history, we are giving our lives, right, for the sake of the nation, children, if you remember. And here in European nation, just before the start of First World War, they are taking other lives for the sake of domination, right, for the sake of nationalism. This was their definition, children. Let's see now what happened. Now on the other part of Europe, children, this is the main part of Europe. Now another part of Europe was, there was unsatisfied national spirit of Balkan states. They were the smaller states. They were the simply the smaller parts of Europe, right? And what happened, there was a war among these states as well, among these smaller states. So if you remember, these states were Poland on one hand and Austria-Hungary on another hand. So that means Serbia and Bulgaria. Are two regions of Poland, and these two regions had a war with the people of Austria and Hungary. Austria and Hungary wanted Serbia and Bulgaria, right? But Serbians and Bulgarians refused. So that's why they had a war. So on one hand, children, I again repeat, Serbia and Bulgaria of Poland, and on the other hand, we have a people of Austria and Hungary. These political leaders, what they try to do, these political leaders and rulers succeeded in fanning, in simply, increasing hatred and passion under the cover of nationalism. They started inculcating the hatred among each other. Why? Because they wanted to show to their countrymen their dominancy, and for this they wanted the whole thing towards the war. They simply channelize all their resources and money towards the war. So I hope so people have understood what is militant nationalism, children. This is the very first reason for the rise of the First World War. Right, children? Let's see now. Now, next reason is an armament race. Armament, children. If one country increases the arms and ammunition, children, the other country was forced to increase. Why? Because they were feeling insecurity, right? They wanted to show their strength, right? Now what happened? It was this intense nationalism which turned Europe into an assembly of vast armed camps, children. What happened? Each country went on preparing the war and arming itself, right, children? Germany had acquired colony. Now what happened? See, now what happened? Now there is another enmity. In the very first reason, Germany had simply bear an enmity from France because she had taken Alsace and Lorraine. Now Germany had to bear an enmity from England. Why? On what reason? Let's see now. Now, what happened? Germany had acquired colony in Africa and few islands of the Indian Pacific. So what happened? Now she wanted to protect her colony. So Germany started building a powerful navy. The German started digging the Kiel Canal deeper so that battleships could find shelter in the water. So Germany wanted to build an underwater Kiel Canal, children. This was the name of the canal, right? So that they can simply protect their battleship which they have constructed from their enemies. Now what happened? Now on the navy, if you see, England used to have a very powerful navy, and England were excelled in controlling and in administering the navy. They were very good in navy, children. So this was not accepted by England because all these territories belonged to England, and England requested, what happened, Germany not to make such naval preparation, but she did not follow what England had said. And what happened, children? This increased the hostility between these nations. Hostility means enmity between these nations. Britain and France were concerned about Germany growing military strength, and this way, children, these Germans started giving the hint to their enemies that they were coming in every field. Right, children? Like these colonies, Germany had started forcefully acquiring the colony, and in those colonies, England and France too had a share on that. Now the enmity start, children. I hope so people have understood now. Right, now what happened? So there was an arm race, and the peculiar feature of such a race is that if one country increases its armament, other countries are compelled to do the same. Forever, battleship built by Germany, two such ships were built by England, and such a race for armament could end only in a war. As everyone knows, if one country increases, the other countries start increasing more, children. Right, now what happened? Now see, the defense spending had increased rationally between 1908 and 1914. To all the money which could have been spent on the welfare of the people, children, now these countries started spending on the arms and ammunition, so that they prove their dominancy. Right, and what about the public, children? They hardly concerned about the welfare of the public because they simply brainwash their public brains, and they simply involve their public into the war by showing that they are proving their love for their motherland. Right, children? I hope you people have understood. Now what happened? An armament race we have already done, right? Intense nationalism and armament race we already done. Now, children, this one. Now the third one is concerned about Germany, right? Now, division of Europe. The third factor was the division of Europe. Now let's see, on one hand which countries were there, and on the other hand which countries were there. Now if you see, in 1879, Germany and Austria-Hungary had signed a treaty to help each other in case of enemy attack. And 3 years later, Italy joined the pact, which came to be known as Triple Alliance. So on one hand, we have a powerful group comprises of Germany, Austria, Hungary, and Italy, known as Triple Alliance. And opposite to this group was Triple Entente, which comprised of Britain, France, and Russia in 1907 to control German expansionism. And obviously, because they wanted to control the German expansionism, she was expanding her territory. So for this, Britain, France, and Russia came together to stop Germany. So now, children, on one hand we have three country, on the other hand we have three country. On the other hand, one hand we have Germany, Austria, Hungary, and Italy, and opposite of that we have three countries: Britain, France, and Russia. This means triple entity and triple alliance. Thus, Europe was divided into two major camps. On one side were England, France, and Russia, and on the other, Germany, Austria, Hungary, Italy, and Turkey. Children, the suspicious, fierce rivalry and enmity between the two camps was a major step towards World War One. Now, imperialism, children, imperialism, obviously that means a race for colonies, children. So if you see, there was a mad struggle among the European nation for a new territory in Africa and Asia in the 19th century. Great Britain established many colonies in Africa, followed by France, Spain, Portugal, Belgium. Britain and France had occupied most of the regions of Africa, right, children? And if you see, when Germany, established many colonies, this one, when Germany entered the race for establishing colony, Britain and France made a secret agreement in 1904. So I hope so, children, you people have understood that there was a mad struggle for the domination of colonies, children. Though this point I will explain you in the next video, but till here you need to understand that there was a mad struggle, and all these powerful countries started controlling and acquiring the colonies. These colonies, as everyone knows, these colonies are mostly situated where in Asia and Africa, children. So pay attention to all these videos, children, and clear all your doubts. Till then, thank you.